Okay, Lorenzo, we are upside down and backwards underneath your car, and Steve's going to tell you about the brakes.
All right,
Hand brake.
Yeah, so the emergency brake, hand brake. This is the mechanical activating mechanism that goes in and operates the shoes inside the brake drum. When you pull the cable, it pulls this. When you release the cable, it springs back. This one's working normally. Inside this aluminum housing is an adjuster pin, because inside of this tube is a torsion spring that is what tensions this and causes it to retract. This side is functioning correctly. This side, the torsion spring has either failed, which is not uncommon, we've encountered it before, that they break, or it's, there's an issue. But what happens is that when you pull the brake and release, it doesn't return because the spring is not deactivating the brake. So if you ever use the hand brake, it's gonna drag until the car runs for a while and causes it to maybe return of its own recognizance. So what we're gonna have to do is, you can see on this side, this whole mechanism is up against the differential, which makes it difficult. We're going to have to take this mechanism off and drop it down and go back in here and pull the spring out and make sure everything is correctly and it's oriented all, and get it back to where it's functioning the way it should, because we don't want your brake dragging.
Well, I see it's wiggling around. Is that the O-ring that's supposed to
Yeah,
keep
that's
grease?
part of the O-ring grease seal on the deal. So that's another reason why we need to pull this apart. We need to make sure that the bearing and the grease seal and all inside this is correct. It's all doable. It's just something that we noticed, because the last thing you want is this brake dragging, because if the brake drags, then it gets everything nice and toasty hot, and it burns up the brakes, it overheats and warps the drum, it can cause the seals to fail from the temperature buildup, and just a whole bunch of other issues that we don't want to have happen to your fine automobiles. So
we're going to need to get the knockoff hammer and remove the knockoffs, aren't we?
I can't remember. I think we probably, because we're going to have to pull the wheel off and pull the drum off, because we have to pull that shoe off so that we can disengage the mechanism, so we can allow this to pivot down so that we can access it. So yeah, it's all doable. It's just more of the fun, but that's why we're spending the time, is we're trying to get this all sorted and make sure that when we do get this back on the road, you can use all the horsepowers that we've added to your engine.
Right. And here's
yep.
And then here's your drain plug. So far, the new drain plug appears to be holding juice.
So,
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
nope, just having fun.